Does Bitcoin still have further room to go? I think that's the question on everyone's minds. Are we going to keep going lower? So that's the question we're going to explore in this video. I talked about it very briefly in a short live stream. It was kind of interrupted. I had something that I had to really take care of, and I probably shouldn't even have done the live stream at that time to begin with. In the future, I will be doing them, and they will be longer. I love doing it, watching the market, and I think the idea of spending a few hours every day or when I get the chance doing it will be fun. But yeah, we're gonna jump into the just pretty much that question that I started the video with. Does Bitcoin have further downside to go? What is everything looking like? What is the future of crypto hold or Bitcoin hold for the next month or two? This isn't really going to be focused on long term. This is going to be focused primarily within the next month and kind of what I'm seeing, what makes sense to me, and I think a lot of you guys are curious about that. So if that sounds interesting, make sure to stay tuned. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Follow me on Twitter. It's in the description. I think it's the only thing I have in the description, and we can just jump right into the video. So the first thing you notice here, and again, I covered some of these points very briefly in the live stream earlier, but it was a little chaotic because I had so much going on outside of crypto. This 200-day moving average right here, the purple line, Bitcoin is clearly not there. What happened today was that we broke through the 50-day moving average right here, right? So another, I believe it's 30% would take us, yeah, about 25% from where we are now would take us down to about the 200-day moving average. Now, am I saying that's going to happen? No, not at all. However, I do want to point out, and this is something I pointed out in the live stream earlier today, is that we were hugging the 200-day moving average this morning. In the prior day, we found support there. However, what happened today is we fell below the 200-day moving average on Litecoin. So that's what happened with Litecoin. Now, if Litecoin is a leading indicator for Bitcoin, then that could be in the cards. Another 38% or roughly 23% move down to that moving average for Bitcoin would be, again, 23%. That would be around $7,000. Now, funny enough, that's not the first time I've heard that number being called out. So I think a lot of people are in agreement in the space that that's a real possibility there. Now, is it possible as well that we kind of just bounce back up here and continue this uptrend? I think that's possible as well. But in this video, primarily, I'm going to look at downside. So if that's not something you're interested in, then you might not want to watch the video because we're basically going to be talking about that. I personally think that that's more likely or necessary just because of the last 3.5 month run up here. So switching to the 4 hour, what we have going on here is a break below the moving averages, the 50 and the 200 there. But yeah, we're clearly finding support on that previous resistance level right around 93, 92. And you see a lot of volume actually right around the 9,000 area. You can see the volume profile on this side here. So 9,000 could provide some good support. Now, let's talk about worst case scenario. Let's say that you want to buy into Bitcoin, and let me turn that off. Let's say that you want to buy into Bitcoin and you're looking for the ultimate entry. I'm not here to give you that at all. But what I will do is kind of theorize, I guess, what I think would be maybe the lowest possibility that we could go. Now, again, 7,000 is that's like, to me, very, very worst case. Even though I wouldn't take that as a bad scenario, I think obviously I would relish that a lot. I would definitely want to buy in a lot there. But I could see us holding support more around the 9K or even $8,500 level and not really breaking down past that. Now with Litecoin, actually, as I'm filming this, as I'm recording this video, Litecoin's at $77, which is pretty much the low of the day. You can see on the daily candle that that's very close to the bottom there, and on the 4 hour, you can see that's pretty much at the bottom of the closes of the last few candles, or of the wicks of the last few candles. So Litecoin is really treading on this zone here, and I think if we break through this zone, the next $75 range, I think the next logical zone would be right around 68, under 68, maybe around $60. And again, these could be numbers that are obtained over the next week or so, maybe not immediately, but we do see moves pretty quickly recently when they're happening. And I think we'll probably continue to see quick moves because that's what we see uh, over the last 4 months in this uptrend. Very rapid increases, very parabolic. Not really as much for Litecoin as much as it is for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is very, straight up, straight up, straight up. So it makes sense to see very sharp declines as well. So that's what I'm looking at with Bitcoin. I think with Bitcoin, it would only make sense to see some further downside. And again, guys, a lot of you guys don't want that, but I think we're in a long-term uptrend, but I think we're in the middle of a pullback. So what that means is potentially more time for you guys to get some coins, and then a little more patience. You don't need a ton, but a little more patience might go a long way, because we could be at new all-time highs within 3 months. We could be at new all-time highs within 2 months. Anything can happen, but I think for right now, maybe just the next few days, even it doesn't even have to be that long. I think we do need to see some continued downside. So that's kind of just my analysis, my short, quick little analysis for Bitcoin. And we threw in some Litecoin there as well, just because I'm watching it very closely. Let me know what you think. If you're new to the channel, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, follow me on Twitter, all the good stuff, and I will see you in the next update.